On this episode of Deploy Friday, Jim and I talk about all the things that happened this week. We had a ton of webinars, talked about a bunch of things, including KubeCon Europe, talked about Codefresh GitOps Cloud. We had a bunch of other things that we announced as well, including Kubernetes Live Object Status, very cool feature in Octopus Deploy. All this and more on the next edition of Deploy on Friday. Hey everyone, it's Friday, which means it's time to deploy. Once again, joined by Jim. How was your week?
G'day, good week, busy. Coming up to some holidays here in Australia, so trying to fit everything in before we get to those as usual. How about you?
The mad dash, yes.
Yeah.
We've been really busy, as you know. We'll cover this in the news,
Yeah.
but we've been having tons of webinars. We've been doing tons of things, so I'm looking forward to the end of this week.
Traveling the world.
This is, yeah, this is one of the few tasks left that I have to do. And then after this, I'm going to take a couple days off over the weekend and just relax and do nothing. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into the latest news. As some of you may be aware, we shipped a new product recently called Codefresh GitOps Cloud. So if you take a look at codefresh.io, you may notice that it looks a little bit different. That's intentional because we have a new product to talk about. So Jim, I assume you heard about this as well?
Oh yeah, big news.
Yeah, awesome. So for those who are unaware, Codefresh GitOps Cloud is basically a way in which you can do a whole bunch of things around your Argo CD instances. And there's lots of really cool features to this. I spent actually an hour talking to Idan, who's on the product team, talking about this. He joined me for a webinar entitled Introducing Codefresh GitOps Cloud. And he went through all the features that are there. So you can find the recording for this up on our YouTube channel for Codefresh. He talked about how we do environment progression. He talked about how we do eventing. He did GitHub integration through GitHub checks, etc., etc. Diffs, promotions, all this sort of stuff. So if you're doing anything around GitOps, Argo CD, looking to integrate with that, being able to manage this in a great way, Codefresh GitOps Cloud is currently available. And so this is the video that highlights this. There's also a blog post by Costas that talks about this in great detail, which is of the similar title. But if you go to codefresh.io now, you'll be able to sign up for a free trial of Codefresh GitOps Cloud. So check it out, codefresh.io. That was the big announcement that we had this week. Well, it was actually last week, but the webinar was this week, so we had a lot of stuff to cover.
Yeah, it sounds like people are loving it.
Yeah, so we're seeing the trials come in, which is great. And we had some coverage in the press as well, which was great. We had a lot of conversations with customers at KubeCon, as I mentioned last week during Deploy on Friday. And those conversations seem to be reflecting the excitement that everyone internally and externally has for this. So can't wait to see what folks are able to achieve or accomplish with this going forward. Great stuff. So yeah, we did a bunch of webinars around this, and we did a bunch of webinars also around other things as well. So if you take a look at the Codefresh channel, you'll notice there's a couple of new videos that are there under the live section. Most notably, we have an upcoming edition of Argo Unpacked. We also have the Codefresh GitOps Cloud, which I mentioned earlier. We have also another webinar that we have that Dan and I did, which was the recap of KubeCon Europe, where Dan and I got together talking about what was happening at KubeCon, all the things that were happening there. I highlighted it through a bunch of pictures, etc. So if you were unlucky enough to not attend KubeCon in London last week, you can watch this video and get a sense of what was presented there. So that's up on our Codefresh YouTube channel, which is also available. Staying with the theme of additional videos, etc., there's also our Octopus Deploy channel where you'll find a bunch of videos as well. We had some live sessions recently, specifically our Octopus 101 series, which we do monthly. So I did one for each region earlier today. I did the region for Americas. We did one for Europe and also for APAC. So if you want to get a sense of what Octopus is like and you want to see me kick the tires, you can check out the Octopus 101 series. And we have other sessions there as well, including our Octo Unpacked Edition 4 or Episode 4 of Octo Unpacked. Dan here was basically providing a update for all the things Argo related. So as we know, we have Argo CD 3.0 now available. There was a bunch of other information that Dan shared. He was joined by Andrew Block talking about promotions, etc. So they had a lot of great discussions going forward. So if you want to check out that series, you can find it on our YouTube channel for Octopus Deploy. That's Argo Unpacked. So lots of stuff worth checking out there, which is great. I know you're following all these keenly, so there you go.
Well, I'm not going to watch the KubeCon Europe one because I didn't get to go on. I might just get FOMO, I think.
Yeah, you're just going to get FOMO. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Were you part of, did you guys touch this at all in your team, the Kubernetes live object status?
That's happening in another team, but they're doing
a great job. I got you. Well,
a lot of new cool stuff in there.
Yeah. Yeah, you're missing. I'm waiting for your team to do all the cool stuff. So Kubernetes live object status, I think we're calling this CLOS internally. I'm not sure. CLOS is, yeah, there you go. So this is another new release that we did as part of KubeCon, and we've posted about it online. If you're running Octopus Cloud now, you'll see a big pop-up window show up on your screen when you hit the Octopus dashboard, showing that it's now available. This is a wonderful feature, allows you to get status updates for all your objects in Kubernetes, which is great. Allows you to track whether or not certain pods are healthy, for example. It also gets you visibility into the various objects you have in Kubernetes clusters, for example, your pods, your services, etc. You can drill down into logs, events, you can take a look at the manifest. There's all kinds of features there. And you can get the details for these features available off of a public web post that we have available. So if you go to this link here, this is the press release that we shipped as part of this. So we went to talk to this feature, obviously, as part of that. And in addition to that, we have a webinar that's coming up that you can sign up for. So if you visit this link here, you'll see a sign up page for our webinar that we'll be hosting on April 16th. So Nick and Kit will be joining me talking about Kubernetes live object status. The time here is Australia, so don't worry. Unfortunately, if you are in Australia, you have to worry. It's 5 a.m. But if you're in America or in Europe, don't worry. It's going to be a reasonable time for you. This will change depending upon your time zone when you hit this page. But go ahead and register. Join us for this. You'll find this up on our webinars page as well. So there you'll find a page that looks like this. There's the event there for introducing Kubernetes live object status. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Have you seen this feature running yet?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. Because it happens during deployment, we did have to sort of help the teams work out how to get all that information out of a running deployment and get it coming through live to a new dashboard. So we've had a little bit to do with it and understand the feature. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's been turned on for our samples instance, which you can publicly access. That's at samples.octopus.app. And I think we also have it on our demo instance. I've turned it on to my personal instance. I've shown it off in the Octopus 101. So if you want to take a look at it earlier, you can take a look at the Octopus 101. Or better yet, you can join us for the webinar where Kit and Nick will talk about this in great detail. So make sure to sign up for that. That's again at octopus.com/webinars. Awesome. Of course, this is all reflective as part of our roadmap. So there's the object live object status update there. So that's now been shipped to Octopus Cloud customers, which is great. So this is a really, really big release for us, for those folks. Don't forget, we also have other items on our roadmap. We have ephemeral environments. We have our Terraform provider. I've heard from internal channels that things are looking really, really good on both of those projects. I've seen some demos of those things, so looking really, really good. Awesome. As I always say, make this your homepage, if not a bookmark. That's the roadmap. Some other items that we worth mentioning. We recently did this kind of fun little competition here where we did like a March Madness feature shootout. And we compared a bunch of different features to each other. And so this is the sort of bracket for this. And we've been running this over the last couple of weeks. And the winner of all the features that we listed here, including deployment timeline, audit streaming via OpenTelemetry, the ability to disable tenants, etc., is, drum roll, the Kubernetes worker.
You love me. You really love me.
So the Kubernetes worker came out on top as the #1 feature from customers, voted by you up on LinkedIn. So there you go. Would you agree with this? Choice. Is this your favorite feature?
Choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of audit streaming via OpenTelemetry. I'm always a big fan of using the latest and greatest features.
Yeah.
Around
more and
CNCF,
more
et cetera.
telemetry creeping into the product. So I think it's an exciting space to keep watching too.
Awesome. So yeah, we did this as a March Madness homage, if you will. So, and then in addition to that, I mentioned this earlier, we have our Argo Unpacked webinar series / podcast. So Dan and Revital will be joined. Excuse me, this should be episode 5. I got the wrong episode here. Sorry, we have episode 5 listed. I believe you'll find this up on our YouTube channel. So if I take a look at the Codefresh site, we already have it listed there. Yep, we have it coming up very soon. We're gonna have Idan. So he's the PM for Codefresh GitOps Cloud, and we're going to be talking about that in the next episode of Argo Unpacked, which is in 10 days from today. So there you go. Awesome stuff. All right, there you go. A very busy week from us. Obviously, lots of stuff to take in and digest, but it's been a great week. We've had a lot of bits that have shipped, and we're going to keep going and on to the next thing, I guess. So any last minute updates from you, Jim?
Nothing from me.
All right. There you go.
Cool.
Well, from all of us to all of you, happy deployments. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.